Hello ladies, and welcome to video number 5 in the new distributor training video series. I'm Taylor Dickerson and I'm going to be talking to you guys about social media really quick. So social media, some of you may be very uncomfortable with social media. I was already a social media user, but I wasn't near as active as I am now. One thing I have seen with everybody is that usually that's a place where we challenge ourselves to get uncomfortable, is on social media. A lot of people struggle with social media, but you don't have to. And it can be one of the most powerful tools in your business. Like the people who are really successful, the people who are making like big money are doing it via social media, and they have people on their team from all over the country and even all over the world. So social media, we're going to talk about how to get uncomfortable with social media because it's actually really fun, and especially for those of you who are introverts. I love this for you guys. You get to sit behind a screen. Like, you don't have to be face to face with anybody. Like, even now, if I was like live on social media, I wouldn't, like, I'm talking to a camera. It's not that big of a deal, right? So this really works for a lot of introverts, and I think that you might surprise yourself with it. So the first thing about social media is Facebook. Everybody needs a Facebook, and in your Facebook, you're going to have your beauty group, your online store where you sell and promote your products and interact with your customer base. You need to create a beauty group. It will have a huge impact on your business, and you need to update it consistently. You need to update some kind of status in there every single day, if not multiple times a day, and consistently play games, do discounts, go live. There's all kinds of things that you can put in there. You want to put educational things, you want to put resources, you want to put things that are unrelated to Synergence or LipSense, like interaction graphics, things that just get people to comment on them. You want to put things that show your personality. Like, I like flowers, so I'll post a picture of a flower or a scripture that I like, things like that, okay? You will need to create your group, but then there are some other groups that you need to be acquainted with as well, actually very familiar with, because they're incredible resources. So the Facebook groups on social media are huge resources for you. Like, go ahead and find that little group tab and start understanding what it's about, because that can make you really successful with this in a lot of different ways. I'm going to tell you about it. So first things first, your upline should have added you to several groups when you became a new distributor. One of those groups is Send Sister Updates. To become an active member of that group, you have to go in there and answer 3 questions, and then they approve you to the group. And then that is where, when new products are released, you can see they post to that page to tell you what's released. So you can go on there and get it before it sells out. You want to be in Send a Sister Graphics for distributors only. This is where you can go to Send Sister Graphics, go to albums, go to photos, then go to albums, and then scroll through the photo albums, and there's unlimited flyers and little graphics for you to use to sell products. There's like all those interaction graphics, the education graphics, like everything I was talking about, they're in those albums. So go and find them. And then they probably added you to Candace's Lip Picks too, and if not, you need to look it up because it's got phenomenal pictures in it. You can type Synergence and search different groups to get different resources on Facebook. But you should have been added to your uplines group, and her uplines group, and her uplines group, and her uplines group. So hopefully you got added to my group. And you want to get familiar with your uplines groups because there's lots of resources in these groups, and the higher up you go, the more members there are in the groups and the more interaction you get. So like sometimes if I don't know a question or an answer to a question, we post in my uppers groups, and then we get quick and immediate answers, and it's super easy. So use the resourcefulness of the Facebook groups. I'm going to come back to Facebook groups in a second. So, your online store, some people don't want to create one, get over it and create one. That's my best advice to you. If you don't, you're not going to be as successful at this business. It's pretty much plain and simple. You can still be successful, but it's not going to be the same. So I say just get over it and create one. Invite all the females on your friends list to your Facebook group. It helps if you do it from your cell phone instead of from your computer, because on your computer you have to like go in there and type each name to search it and put them in, and on your phone you can just scroll through and select. So that's really helpful. Do it on your phone. Sometimes the tool is a little funny and it only lets you add like 20 to 30 people at a time, so just kind of be aware. Make it a goal to just go through that list and eventually get everybody in there. Algorithms. Facebook algorithms are important. So when you're posting in your group and you're not getting very many likes or interactions, that is pretty normal, okay? But you want to fight that. So just because you're not getting likes or interactions, please hear me when I tell you that it doesn't mean that people aren't seeing it, because so many people still see it, and they're like the silent creepers, and they're watching everything and they never like anything, and then one day they buy something from you and then they're a distributor and then they've told you, yeah, I was watching the whole time, but I literally never liked one of your posts, or you never even knew that I was interested, right? So keep posting even when it feels like nobody's watching, but get people to comment and get people to like, because Facebook sets it up to where the more people who like and comment on something, the more people it's going to show that so-and-so posted in this group, right? So you want it to show to everybody, so you want interaction on your post, and that especially goes for live videos. When you go live, you want to interact, you want to ask questions. Hey, can you give me some love? Can you give me a hearts? Like, can I get an amen if you feel me on the heat today, or whatever you want to talk about, to get people to comment on your stuff so that more people will see it and more people will join you, because that's how Facebook works. So the same goes for your beauty page. That's why you put things in there like interaction graphics that have nothing to do with lip sense, just to get people to comment. So you want to keep posting, and you want to post consistently. And one way to make a lot of money via Facebook is to ask people to host parties for you. People can host in-person parties, or they can host Facebook parties, and Facebook parties can be really, really awesome. I highly suggest, and I'm going to be posting here really quickly in our group page, a file with a script that one of our amazing team members, Kayla, made for us, that you can basically just copy and paste and just change a few things, everything for this 7-day long party that you run. So you get a friend to create a event on Facebook, and they add all of their female friends to that event, and then they hype it up and talk about it, and then you go in there and you post and you sell. And the more stuff you sell, the more money she gets off her products, up to like 30% off. So that's how it's done. You can copy it from the script that's going to be in the files in Taylor's Boss Squad. It's a huge resource, and you can get, like, you want to try and like have, like, I try when my business is slow, I like focus on Facebook parties, because I know that's going to make me interact more with my business, and it's going to make me more sales, like plain and simple. So this week I'm hosting a Facebook party, and I don't do it every week, but maybe I try and do it every other week. So try and get you some Facebook parties booked. And then the Facebook groups. So I was talking a little bit about the power of groups, right? And I'm not a social media guru. Honestly, like, our upline, Sierra Siller, is way better at social media than I am at this point. I'm trying to learn from her. But one thing I discovered, and we've both been really successful with, is beauty groups. So you go into Facebook and you go over to groups, and then there's like thousands or millions probably of different groups of like special populations. Well, we want to target special populations. We want cheer moms. We want makeup artists. We want models. We want people who own salons. And you can type in Salon Owner Society, and it'll pull up a group with 15,000 people in it who are salon owners who post in there all the time. And you can add yourself to that group, and then you can go and post in that group and get a lot of interaction. You have to be careful, because not all of the groups allow you to promote or sell, but some of them do, and some of them are pretty large that do. So get creative when you're searching different groups. I like to target out of state and out of country groups, because I'm trying to grow outside of this Houston, Texas area. So I like I target people in Florida, and I target people in Ohio, and like these random places. And then I going in there, and every day when I'm putting my lipstick on, I go live in a different group and I show them how to put on lip scents, and I talk for just a minute about lip scents. And sometimes some people get on and some people interact. I honestly don't make many sales. I think I had one inquire about a sale this week, but that person didn't end up buying yet. I don't make that much sales from those posts, but everybody who likes it, and usually I can get like 5 to 8 likes, right? I add them as a friend, and when they accept, any female who accepts my friend request, I know I added them as a friend to put them in my beauty group. So then I go and put them in my beauty group, and now all of a sudden they're seeing all my posts, right? Now they have access to all the lip scents information because I knew they were interested and they liked it. So now it's there, and it's going to continue to be in front of them. And I've had a lot of success with people who could become potential distributors that way. So use those groups, get creative with it, find ways to reach outside of your network of friends and the people you know, because this is spreading like wildfire, and it's pretty hot in Texas right now. Like I think there's something like 10% of Scent & Gents distributors in Texas, when most other states only have 1% or 2%. So Texas is really popular, and that's great for us because it makes it easier for us to sell the product. But we also want to start to expand early in these other states because that's great for team building. So last thing about Facebook is you're on, or to go ahead and message people. So I said earlier that a lot of times I think social media is one of the biggest ways that pushes people to get outside of their comfort zone. And I find that a lot of new distributors are really uncomfortable with just outright messaging somebody to ask if they've tried lip scents or would be interested in trying it. And it just like warms my heart, y'all, when they come back to me and they call me and they're like, oh my gosh, I messaged somebody and they bought from me and I made this sale. And I'm like, that's so awesome. Like, what did you learn? And they're like, well, it's worth it. Like, it's really uncomfortable, but it works, right? And so then they message somebody again, and then they grow, and then they're not as afraid to do things. If you don't want to be that annoying girl who's too salesy and trying to push it on everybody, then don't be that girl. You don't have to be that girl just because you're asking if somebody has heard of lip scents. When you're messaging somebody, keep it simple and just say, hey, have you heard of lip scents? If they're not interested, they won't write you back, or they'll say no. If they are, you'll make a sale. Then it's a numbers game. Like, seriously, 7 of them might tell you no before you get one yes, and that's okay. But don't get discouraged with the no's. Just know that you're one no closer to your next yes. And get outside your comfort zone and just message people, because they're not gonna like hate you for messaging them and asking them if they have heard of this amazing gold that you have and you'd like to share with them. So, and if they do, like, who cares, y'all? Come on. So, Instagram is so powerful. Instagram, okay, so like the Facebook beauty groups, like I was talking about earlier, really links you to all over the world, which is really cool. But Instagram does it like automatically. Like it, okay, so hashtags are how you basically promote yourself on Instagram and how you get a following on Instagram. And so when I hashtag MUA, which stands for makeup artist, all the makeup artists who scroll through there and look at the hashtags will see my post, and I get a lot of followers that way. So you can basically target special populations with your hashtags, like hashtag cheer mom, hashtag boss life, hashtag work for yourself, hashtag stain proof or smear proof lipstick, right? Like you can hashtag all day long, and you should hashtag as many as Instagram will allow you for every single picture, y'all, because that's how you get a following. So Instagram is really cool because you will get people from all over. It's not just people you know, it's like a way wider network, and you can interact with people from all over. So it kind of works the same as Facebook, where you want to comment and follow people and interact with people so that it will, it basically will not, okay, so when you message somebody, sometimes it spams your messages, but if you've commented on their stuff or liked their stuff, it's more likely that it's going to go into their inbox. So I hashtag model. And then I scroll through and I look at the pictures that are on there, and I click on one girl and I follow her, and I scroll through her pictures and I like 3 or 4 of them, and I comment 3 kissy faces on one of them, and then I comment on another and I say, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, you would be perfect for my brand, or you would be perfect for what I do, or you would love lip syncs. And you just strike up a conversation, guys. Strike up a conversation in comments. Another thing that I found to be more really successful is like going to people who have like 100,000 followers or something like that, and then commenting on their pictures, because other people see you from that and you get more followers. If you can tag somebody like that and get them to respond to you in a comment, you'll get followers from that. So the more you interact, the more following you're gonna get. So there's literally endless opportunity with that. As far as posting to both goes, I highly recommend that you just copy and paste whatever you put in your Facebook group over to your Instagram and do them at the same time, and just run them both at the same time instead of taking the effort and the time to do it individual, unless you want to, just to make sure that you're keeping up with both. You want to get features. If you can get somebody who has a large following to feature you, it's really helpful. Basically, you just say, hey, like if you know somebody who has 10,000 followers or something like that, hey girl, can you try on my lipstick and post a picture and tag me in it? Ask them if they'll feature you. Get people to feature you, people who know you and support you, to get you a larger following. Because the whole point is to build your following. You want to build your following on social media and build your store on Facebook. It's important to brand yourself. Don't try and be anything you're not, guys. Just continue to be exactly who you are, exactly who God made you to be, and be that person sharing lipstick with people. However, whatever that approach looks like, just be you. Brand yourself as you and continue to take that approach towards selling. Yeah. So if y'all have any questions about social media, please reach out to me. I would love to help you guys with anything that y'all need help with. So one more video in our training series. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.